Hello, it's me, Josh Hunter. I'm here on the planet Earth. My battery issues have still been a little. I only have one solar panel, and I'm not able. I don't have the adapters to plug in to use a plug. So I'm only on solar power life, and I only have one solar panel. So I'm only getting like 30 something, maybe 50, like 35, 36% a day. And it's been cloudy the last couple of days, so I'm not. I guess I'm uploading with a greater sense of economy, which apparently nobody else is doing. I mean, they're not using. All right, whatever. Anyway, so I got a couple of things I'd like to say. I hope this isn't like offensive. It's just I need to put things in their proper place, I guess. So the thing about airline food is like, you're on a plane, but then it's like, you're not feeling so great, right? Alright. A couple of things I'd like to say. And I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. I'm not trying. There's a specific feeling, and I've not discovered any better way to describe it. I don't mean offense to anyone, but all right, a couple of days ago, or like a week ago, or whatever, when the economy was about to reopen, Donald Trump said this thing. He said, "Vaccine or no vaccine, we're back." And I thought that's a pretty great saying. It's a neat, maybe even a nifty saying. I don't know, I like it. And I thought, what if, because as you know, a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that I think the cause of COVID-19 is that the Vatican is holding Jesus Christ's corpse, and they're I don't know, like an attic somewhere, or like a bunker. And apparently the corpse of Jesus Christ is reacting in some poor manner, and that's what caused COVID-19. This is my guess, anyway. But I thought, wouldn't it be neat, if his corpse suddenly suddenly came back to life? It's not like a nice corpse where he's oh, all his skin is preserved and he's all in nice light, but just like a rotting corpse, just flesh and skin and bones, and if his corpse came back to life, and the first thing that he said was, "Vaccine or no vaccine, we're back." I thought that'd be pretty neat. I know that's if that's the first thing he said, because people talk about, oh, Jesus, he's coming back, he's gonna come back. Well, no one ever thinks about what the first thing he would say, when he came back. If those were his first words upon return to the earth, to usher in the new age of heaven on earth, if that was the first thing he said, I thought that's a good first line to return. It's, it sets a certain tone, and I want to make that a new thing. There's a certain way when you it means something, is what I'm saying. It's such a pure confidence, confidence, to say something like that. And I thought there are situations where that type of confidence is helpful. So I would like to have that be a phrase. I know Donald Trump has said a lot of things, but I want this to be something that people say under very specific circumstances. Although I don't know what circumstances yet you would say it in, but I know when I feel it, vaccine or no vaccine, we're back. And I like it. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is, I'm an indoors person. I love being indoors. I love having walls between me and everyone else. I love being by myself and just watching television and really neat stuff. So when I say that people are not necessarily people who I want to hang out with all the time, it's not I'm not speaking upon their character or whether or not they are good or bad people. I'm saying my preference is mostly to just be by myself. I find myself like, yeah, I find it excessive for me to be exposed to human beings. Like so lately I've been noticing like a type of person who is particularly, I guess you would say, bothersome or annoying, but this is like over the past like 5 years, like this person has really really come into like prominence. And so previously I have used the term asshole to define someone as like kind of like an annoying person. But the thing about an asshole doesn't necessarily know that they're an asshole, and that's why you got to go easy on them. Like an asshole is like someone like they're usually being very loud, and they don't know that they're being loud. And sometimes you can choose to get annoyed, but if they don't know that they're an asshole, then you kind of have to kind of cut them a break. You know, they just don't know. But there's this new type of person, and I'd like to use this term. I call them an obnoxian. From the land of Obnoxia, or Obnoxia. It's either Obnoxia or Obnoxia. So someone from the land of Obnoxia is someone who is like an asshole, and they know they're an asshole, and they continue to be an asshole anyway. They're willfully assholic. They know that they could be quiet. They could be even slightly concerned about other people more than they have already been, but they just won't. So I call this person an obnoxian or obnoxian, and I say that they are from the land of I say they're from the land of Obnoxia. And the whole point, not the whole point, but instead of just, because like when I say asshole, that could be offensive, you know, that could be like, I don't know, it may be a little harsh. But you use that term to wake up the person who is an asshole, who doesn't know that they're an asshole. But I don't want to wake up the Obnoxians. I want the Obnoxians to get like the full karmic return upon their investment. I don't want to wake them up. I want them, like when they decide that they no longer want to be obnoxious, I want it to be so firm in their world that they don't even have the possibility of like being like obnoxious anymore. Like when they realize how annoying they've been being, when it fully dawns upon them, when they are fully like aware of like how annoying they have been, I want it to be such a complete experience that they no longer want to be annoying to anyone ever. Like it would be like sacrimonious or sacrilege. Even incredibly undesirable to be an annoying person. So the land of Obnoxia, I don't know where it is, but the people who live there are called Obnoxians. And their general phrase, like the phrase of their city and their country, is called Obnoxians. We are very skilled in the art of annoyance. That's what they say. That's their fucking catchphrase. Sorry, I've had a lot of time. You know, I'm back in Palisades Park, but it's just, I don't know, something a little different about this place. And on my hood, I've got the other hood on, but it, like a hole started like, anyway, I can't. So otherwise everything's been good. I mean, the people don't seem as though they're aware of a recession, nor do they seem aware that there's even the possibility that there won't be like any money 6 months from now. Like they're using electric scooters like they're going out of business. Like they're just, I don't know why. But I guess they're very, I don't know, maybe that's their way. They want to contribute and go back. They want to say like, well, let's keep the economy going, and maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. I don't presume much. All right. Let's see. Oh, and the third thing, I wanted to. So as you know, I'm trying to go to this new calendar. Like I'm gonna try and stick to this calendar. It's no longer the Gregorian calendar, and what it does is it does not acknowledge that the minute discrepancies in the time from day to day. Each day is 24 hours, and you don't need a leap year. You don't need anything, and so each year is 360 days a year. The months are the way I'm using it. I'm still working on it, but right now I have the months at 5. So each week, each day is 24 hours. Each week is 5 days. Each month is 5 weeks, and each year is 360 days a year. And so the new year is never on the same day, and it's supposed to be like a way of like making your own, making a calendar personal to you. Each person will have their own personal calendar, and I'm thinking maybe you could give your own name to it. Like if there isn't one calendar that's absurdly fucking popular, then each person should be able to name their own calendar. And there's 24 months, I think, in a year, and then the last 2 weeks, the last month is 2 weeks instead of 5 weeks. So the only distinction of the months is that the last month is 2 weeks. So what I've decided is that this is a way a person can make their own personal calendar. It will still be in alignment with the Gregorian calendar, but once nobody is using that anymore, or I'm not saying once to anybody. I mean, I'm just guessing. I mean, for me anyway, since I don't have any appointments, I don't have anyone who's like, oh, let me fucking make an appointment if I can hang out with this guy. I feel like this is a time I have the freedom to make my own calendar, or to use my own calendar. I'm not saying I came up with this, obviously, and anybody could have done this. I'm sure there's already a name for this. There might already be a calendar like this that exists, but I have not studied, and so I'm gonna see if I can transfer over to this way. So the first. So I think each person should be able to have their own custom calendar, and the way I said it before was like, if obviously the calendar starts on the day that each individual is born, and so when people want to make an appointment with another, they have to decide who's going to be the host calendar, and it demands interaction between people. They have to make a choice, like what calendar are we using, so you can be clear and defined as to what time it is. And then each person, like when you get into a car accident or something, you have to exchange insurance. So I think it's important. I think this is a type of, I wouldn't say insurance, but if you want to be hanging out with someone, you need to have a good idea of their time frame. And when we all use the same calendar, we don't necessarily know certain things. Anyway, I mean, you need to know what it is in relation to your time frame, is what I'm saying. I think it's the ultimate custom calendar, and for the for the legitimate human professional, it's the calendar for you. Pardon me if I seem a little vain. I just noticed I never brush my teeth, by the way, just in case you know. I have to, since I'm eating out of the garbage all the time, I need there to be like a wall of plaque to protect my gums from any unusual things. These are some of my security measures that I use to keep myself healthy. In case you haven't seen a lot of my videos, I'm covered in body lice because I need the lice to keep drinking my blood, so I can constantly generate a supply of new and fresh blood. So I keep the lice on me primarily for that. But also I like to pay rent, and I feel like if I'm going to live on the earth, I need some way of paying rent. So, you have the lice as a type of rent payment to the earth. I also, and I don't brush my teeth also, but as a protective measure so that my gums, my gum lines don't come into direct contact. I mean, there has to be some type of guard. So anyway, I was just feeling a little vain right now when I noticed, my teeth weren't because my dentist would always I always loved going to the dentist. That's how I know I'm in a luxurious life. When I'm able to go to my dentist, because he would always be like, oh, your teeth are so nice. Oh, you got such nice teeth. I'm like, oh, thank you, dentist. It made me feel so good. And I love going to the dentist, but it's been a very long time. And so I just got a little vain right now. I hope I didn't. I don't know, I like to be modest. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention. I think we should rename the sun of our system, our solar system. Okay, instead of calling it Sol, S-O-L, I think we should call it Atlas. I think it's a better idea because the sun is holding up the entire system, I think. Anyway, Atlas instead of Sol, thank you very much.